Briggette Stokes. We're so happy to have you here. And what can I say? You're my niece.
Yes.
So it's all in the family.
Yes.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, I started when we was buckled down with COVID. I started an organization that calls Just Us Beautiful Bible Ladies.
Okay.
And this was because I wanted to bring young women in my home so that I could minister to them, but also open up my home so that they could express things that they're dealing with COVID and personal things, especially as African American young women. And then I wanted to set a tone or become a role model of how I could influence these young ladies.
Okay.
So once a year, I just bring them in around October, about 6 of them, and then I have a panel of women that are with me in this group organization that we actually bring them in. We have what we call a retreat, an all-day retreat. And these young ladies actually get a chance to talk about what they're going through, compare their lifestyle today with our lifestyle. And with us having experience, we can give them feedback and wisdom. But we open the table so that they can express themselves. We are the listeners.
Okay.
We
Okay.
listen to them, and then we can give them feedback from there.
Do you find yourself at the end of a vent? Are they venting to you, telling you about all their problems? And are
Yes,
you making recommendations?
they do. They tell us about their problems, and we make recommendations of what they feel like. What we do, we express. Well, we understand that we've been through that. So what we do is sometimes give our own personal life testimony, or
Okay.
something that they said that we may have been through the same thing, and we recommend how we dealt with it, and maybe resources that they can go to. Especially today, it's much different. These are young ladies, so it's much different than when I was growing up in my 20s or my
Yeah, but
30s.
we didn't have anything. I don't. Well, I'm not a woman, so I can't
They
say
have
that.
the kind of resources that they have now. Hmm.
All right. So you just filling the gap that's
Yes.
needs to be filled,
Hmm.
and so that slot you just stepped into. So
Yes.
tell me about the goals. Do you tell them about what the goals are when you
Well, the
meet with
goals are
them?
to make these young. Our goals is to give these women a place that they can have an outlet, a place where they can vent and they can feel good about themselves when they leave. We give them women, I call it women experiences. Like we were talking to one young girl says, well, I'm 20 years old and I already have 2 children and he wants to marry me or I don't want to marry him, that kind of stuff. Sometimes it may seem small, but to them it's a big deal because they're young and trying to make decisions. So we want to leave these women, when they leave us, that they are confident women, confident African American women, and we try to encourage them to don't get settled where they are because they try to go out and reach more goals for themselves. You can be great
Right.
mothers, you can be great lovers, but you have to do something for yourself. You have to go out and get goals and stuff for themselves. Now, sometimes we have a mixture of college educated girls. Sometimes we have girls that just finished high school and they already mothers and they're already playing house. I call it playing house, you know. And so they need the advice because a lot of times they can't talk to their mothers, but they can talk to aunties or cousins or somebody that
Right.
represents their mom much better. They feel free to open up and say what's on their mind.
Yeah, because that's why people go to therapy because that's where they can just express themselves without
Yes.
repercussions or getting around. So that's good. That's a good
Hmm.
service. And you
Hmm.
don't charge anything. This is
Don't
free.
charge them. Matter of fact, we give them gifts before they leave. After every session, they come in the morning. They all have to be here by 11 o'clock. We have like a group therapy kind of thing where we get to know each other. We tell about each other, and I was amazed how most of the time these ladies they don't. If when you ask them a question like, "Well, tell me something about yourself. What you like?" They have to struggle for that because they never took time to see who they are.
They never really looked into the path
They
that they're
look.
traveling
That
and
is
what
correct.
changes they need to make.
They think they'll say, I say, and then I always try to start off so that they can have a feeling. If I might say, well, I'm Briggette Stokes, I went to St. All, or I love
Right.
children, never been married, did things, simple things, nothing nothing hard and complicated to make them not feel good about themselves,
Right.
but
Right.
simple things. And I always like this little game that I started off with, where we have a roll of toilet paper, and they never know what we're gonna do. So I always tell them, tear off what you need. And some of them will tear maybe about 3 little sheets of toilet paper, and then some do 4, some do a long. I said, tell what you need. But they don't know once they tear it off, I'm going to have them that for each sheet, you're going to tell me something about yourself. So they always like things like that. Where they can tell, and some they got long, they run out of it. So every piece that they tear off that little sheet that they roll from the toilet roll, they have to tell me about themselves. And so we start off with things like that. And then from that moment, we'll tell them, well, I think the last session I had, whereas I had told the girls about the biblical story of most of the girls want to be married. So I told them a big biblical story about Ruth, the book of Ruth, and how you can find that love person, but you have to make sure you know who you are. That you have to go through things sometime to find out who you are as a woman. So those are the kind of things that we talk about with this group of women. I call them young ladies. And then we go out after we have that little warm-up session to get each other. We go out on the deck. I have a deck at my home. We sit around, and it has a lake, a real serene look with the water. We sit out there and we talk under the umbrella. I always call under the umbrella. You say whatever you want to say. So under the umbrella, they say whatever they want to say. And sometimes they talk about love a lot. They talk about, I'm surprised that they talk about relationship. This young generation talk about a male and female relationship quite a bit. And they'll say, well, and we might say, well, back in the day we did it this way. They may say, well, they don't never bring us flowers or do us this way and do us this way. So we'll just get them a little bit of encouragement, how to as women. We talk about how they should carry themselves as women, we just give them that we used to call it down Williamston, where you're sitting on the porch.
Williamston, North Carolina, our hometown.
We talking junk out there back in the day. Everything I know, I learned from my aunts and uncles. On the porch talking, So it's that kind of atmosphere, and that's why we came up with the idea. Well, I came up with the idea of the porch, under the porch, under the umbrella. On the deck, we say what we want to say. Whatever topic they want to talk about, that's where we go. That's where we go with these ladies. And so the expectation when they leave, that they built confidence in who they are. They feel good about themselves. Matter of fact, one of the young ladies, she's a college graduate, and she had been dating and living with a guy for a long time. He hadn't proposed to her. And we giving her, the woman, she was really upset about this thing. And we giving her advice about that confidence she needs, So I saw her a couple of months ago, and I saw the guy that was with her. He says, what did you say to her? Because I'm gonna go ahead and propose to her on my birthday. So I said, well, it must have worked. So it's just giving them that encouragement to not give up on life, but to continue with life with the best part of who they are, to set goals for themselves, to want to achieve things for themselves. So that's what we're all about.
All right, and this is something that you do.
I do it once a year, and sometimes I put all the age groups together. This year we're going to be doing some young ladies in their 40s. 40s that we done. Last year we did the 20s, so this year we're going to do the 40s. And we spend a whole day. We come in, and the beautiful thing is we come in, we have lunch, we have breakfast, we have breakfast, and then we have dinner. And we have a formal dinner in my house, and then after dinner, we have movie and popcorn. I pick a movie for them to watch that they never seen, some kind of nice love movie. And after that movie, we talk about the movie, we cry with the movie, and because see, these are generations that never watched it, Waiting to His Hair. Like that, they ain't seen them kind of movie, but some women had those women had the same type of emotions in that movie that these women may be dealing with. So I pick different movies, depends on the age group. And then after we do that, we talk about the movie, we relate it to ourselves. And once that's done, we give them gifts before they leave. Gifts, nice gifts. The gifts usually something like a pillow, little things that women need, something that they can, when somebody said that they have headaches, that they can't sleep, we gave them a little mask where they can put on and go to sleep at night. So it's little big old gift bag of stuff just for them.
All right. Well, let me do you justice. This is Briggette Stokes. She resides in North Carolina, up in the Raleigh area, and she's a retired school teacher. And what more can I say? She's my niece, and I'm very, very proud of her. And I mean, the things that she's accomplished, and she's amazing, and we're looking forward. No, but no, I'm not going to say it. Why don't you tell me what's coming down the line?
Well, what's coming down the line? I have officially got back into my becoming an author, and I'm about to publish a book. It's an amazing book, and the book is based on some biblical theology, but it will talk about my life. It's going to talk about my journey that I took and how things changed, even though we can go through the most horrible experiences. Those experiences we get at the end of the road, all the pain that we may have to endure or we may have to face while we're going, it's a big light at the end that rewards us every time. But the book is called The Seeds of My Fathers, and I've been working on it. It's just about ready, but it's been interesting. It's a teardropper. It will make you cry, but it's happy moments also, because our life is not just limited with when we have tears, we also have happiness to come to follow eventually.
Life is up and down. There's
up and down. Like, what was that? A movie or something is like a box of chocolate. You don't never know what you're gonna get when you bite in it. So I'm excited about it so much to publish this book. The book, they'll see a little bit about me, my family, my father, my mother. Especially the most of it's about me and relationships and how I survived. I survived some of the most, I felt like it was brutal, but some things that some people could emotionally break down, but we have strength inside of us that we don't even think we have, and we have it.
And I think that, the younger generation, as they go through the trials and tribulations, because life is trials and tribulations.
Yes.
All right. I mean, everything is not good all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to teach my granddaughters that, and I taught my kids that there will be rainy days.
Yes.
But the key thing is to know that it's not going to remain. It's not going to be the same. It's going
That's
to change.
Right.
From week to week, day to day, month to month. You never know what's going to happen. The most important thing is to position yourself.
That's right.
So that when opportunity, rears its head, you can just grab it. You know what I mean?
That's correct.
And I live by that. I don't care how bad it gets one day. I mean, you may want to be, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to. No. Because you can get a phone call in a couple of days that'll change your whole life.
Change your whole life. Couple of days, couple of nights, overnight, 2 hours. But it change your whole life,
I've been there so many times, and not to kill myself anyway, but, working in New York, working at I wouldn't say at CEO level, but, the C level,
mm-hmm.
Which is the executive level,
Mm-hmm.
So at that level, you get paid a lot, but then things happen, especially if you work for a global institution like I've done most of my working career. They can merge, I come from finance, which they can merge, they can send a department, they can outsource a department to, India. They can do a lot of different things wherein you're out of work. And then the Great Recession that occurred back in 2007, 2008, finance, we got killed.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you're going from, you get a package, but you don't want to spend that severance until you really know whether you got another job or not. You understand? Or when. There's when, too. You go on all these interviews, you think you got a job, but then nobody calls you back. So, I think what I'm trying to get at is that you have to be prepared. If you could run through a bad patch, that's just life.
That's life. And it's not going to always be easy coming out. While you endure, but you get through it. And that's just faith. You're going to get through it, and we got to learn how to accept it. And this particular book, I'm praying and hoping that it reach a lot of people. Whether I targeted young women, but I also know that it can relate to men also, not just
Yeah,
women.
this is something for the men.
Who have had some kind of relational experiences that could be devastating and to us. And some people lose their mind over things like that. Some never come out of depression.
Yeah, that's true.
Some persevere, and some that was mine was the change. I think over the years I got through it because I had that spirit of persevering. The spirit is continuing to live, and that's something that my mom installed in me a lot, and my grandmothers. They put that in me, like to persevere, and I saw it through them that how women can you can get through things. You just have to keep going. You'll see where I'm working hard. I'm using all my skills, my chefing skills, education skills, and all that stuff I put and to make it through. Well, I mean, I am today actually. And so I've always loved writing. For first of all, I love to write.
I don't like that.
One day I woke up and I always tell people the Holy Spirit. I give honor to God. Says write your life, I'm always trying to give a testimony of my life and my walk with Christ in this era. And so I felt like my personal life is out there. The book is for adults. It's not really for children to read, but so that you can see everything about me and see why I became what I did. But I overcame it. I didn't stay stuck in that. I was able to pull myself out of that. I was very young because I think maybe 24 when a lot of things was occurring, but still I was able to overcome it. So I'm excited. I'm so excited about it. I don't know what to do.
I can't wait. Am I in there, by the way?
Yes, you were in there. You're in there, Uncle. When I was growing up, you in there playing that trump.
Oh, man, you went way back.
Trumpet. Were you playing trumpet? You playing trumpet?
I was the best trumpet player in Williamson.
Yes, trumpet was the trumpet. And you remember that. I remember that, Uncle. And you're in the younger days, and then I move over when I leave off. It's got a little bit about my college life, moving away from a small town back to a city where I was in college at. So I came back to Raleigh, and that's where things really, start when you're young. And hopefully some of the young people learn a lesson from that too. So I'm still excited. I will be having a way up page coming up, but I just haven't finished doing it. Whereas people can come in and find out about the author, and the web page is called Bridge the Author.
Did you secure the website yet, or?
I got to put a little bit more information up there to secure it.
All right, we'll have you back soon. I know that.
I am excited so I can bring it and say, Uncle is here.
Yeah. We're going to do a book review there, and we're going to do all that Oprah Winfrey type stuff.
Yes, please. I want y'all to read it first so you can go through it, and I can tell you everything.
We're going to read it. We're going to definitely read it before you come.
Uncle, I told you certain pages you have to just skip.
Just skip by. Okay, all right. You got to give me those pages.
You know how young nieces are. It's just something. You know how you are when you always been the older uncle, and it's like, I can't drink in front of my uncle. I can't do this in front of my brothers and uncles.
Your uncle is drinking by y'all, not in front of you, but in the house.
I know it, but still, it feels different.
Me and Ronnie, boy. But anyway, I want to just take this opportunity. I know you got to go. I just want to take this opportunity to dedicate this show to Miss Helen Stokes.
Yes.
All right, my aunt.
Yes.
And to Ronnie Stokes, my first cousin, and to Bab Stokes.
Yes.
My first cousin who passed. And I miss them very much, and I'm going to dedicate this to
Yes.
You.
Yes.
Right? I want to thank you. And I love
you are so welcome. I love you. I was excited about coming up here and doing that thing with you. You know me. I know I get my technology and smarts from my uncle Walter. He was always quite. He's quite. You pass your time. You don't pass the book time. Everything. He's always been very, very highly intelligent and always willing to take on something new. So, hopefully, you know what, Uncle? I'm hoping that this book become a movie because it will be one of the best Lifetime movie, Tyler Perry movie, whoever want to pick it up.
Well, I'm not quite sure. The Walt Weekly will definitely be voicing it. But then again, it'll push itself. Everything.
It pushes itself, yes.
A lot of times it's word of mouth and then what interviews you're on.
Yes.
You just got to stay out there.
Yes.
I'm quite sure it's going to be good because I'm definitely going to be pushing.
I thank you so much.
Oh, hey, your uncle thanks you. The boy Weaker thanks you. Michelle, my partner, thanks you. And she's also my co-host. She couldn't be here today,
Okay.
but she'll be here the next time.
All right. I'll see you soon.
All right, you take care of yourself. You have a good day, and thanks again.
You'll
Love
feel
you.
welcome.
All right, now. All right, bye bye.
Bye bye.